Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radio Geonosis, where we talk about Star Wars from a certain point of view. I'm Angie,
Now, Aaron, what's up, guys?
and today our show is going to be top 10 fight scenes, which is awesome. I think
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think that makes up a huge part of the movies.
It does. I mean, especially because they're not rare, but they feel kind of rare because there's so much politics going on with Star Wars, and when a fight scene does happen, it's exhilarating.
And think about it, these are some things that we've not seen before. Like if it's a new movie, we've not seen that kind of fight before. You know, and every time you see one of the fight scenes, they don't always look the same. They
Yeah.
don't look cookie cutter. They look different and unique in their own ways.
Yeah, very true.
But before we do that, we're going to do some hot happenings this week. Woo! As you know, I am going to be at San Diego Comic-Con this week, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and hit a lot of booths and hit a few panels if I can. So one of the people that I want to go see is a writer, and his name is Timothy Zahn. Mm-hmm. He's putting out a new book, and it's part of the trying to think here. I'm like doing it really fast. It's part of the Thrawn series.
Okay.
And so this one is a second installment of that. And we're going to see Padme Amidala in this upcoming novel. And it's the Thrawn Alliance. Padme stands alongside with Anakin and Thrawn for a heroic mission. This book is the sequel to the bestseller Thrawn. Thrawn Alliance will follow the rise of Admiral Thrawn to heights of imperial power and follow him into the past to witness his first encounter with the man who would be Darth Vader. So I think that's really, really kind of cool.
It is.
I am hoping to meet him, get a book signed, because he's having an autograph session there at Comic-Con. So I'm really, really
That's
excited
dope.
about that.
That's really dope.
Star Wars Rebels, the final season, comes out on Blu-ray and DVD July 31st. That's my daughter's birthday.
I have Amazon Prime, so I think I'm gonna get the Rebel series on Amazon Prime. I think you can buy the seasons on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to have that.
Yeah.
I have all the Clone Wars. Now I need the Rebels.
Yeah.
Hasbro is going to have exclusives at San Diego Comic-Con, and I've checked them out. They're pretty cool looking toys, you know, and they're going to have a Han Solo in his Empire Strikes Back outfit with a monarch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool looking. It was really cool looking. Then they had a Black Series centerpiece, and it has Rey and Kylo. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's
gonna be a popular one.
Yes, and I'm sure it's going to be hard to get to the booth,
Yeah.
get to the Kenner booth,
Yeah.
just to get that, or the Hasbro booth. And they also had someone called Dr. Alfreen. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. She's a comic book character, and she somehow is involved with Darth Vader. It's a Marvel series.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. So if I'm not saying it right, please forgive me.
Our viewers could always.
Yeah,
Tell
she's
us
kind of a good guy, bad guy archaeologist.
Okay.
So I didn't think
Anti-hero archaeologist and anti.
it's a good guy, bad guy,
Archaeologist?
kind of good, kind of bad. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had archaeologists in
The Star Wars
Star
universe.
Wars. Yeah, and she has quickly become a fan favorite.
Mm.
So I thought that was kind of. I thought that
I
was.
wonder
cool.
why. I wonder why she's become a fan favorite. Maybe what she's helping Darth Vader do or trying to help Darth Vader accomplish. Maybe I have to look more into this character. I've never heard of her.
Possibly, I've never heard of her either, and but she is part of the Marvel series, so it could be it could be the comics.
Yeah. It could be some completely. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it could be a new comic that Marvel has out that Darth Vader is following down this other path that we don't know about.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of adventures that we don't even know.
Which is going to be exciting to read too.
But I didn't see if there was any games or anything like that. I don't know if you've seen anything as far as the games go.
As far as the games go, we talked about it in previous episodes before, like the Lucas Arts and EA Sports kind of just being a little stagnant. They're still doing they're still actually releasing skins, the Han Solo skin from the younger Han Solo skin is gonna be out on the PS4 pretty soon for Battlefield 2.
Wow.
Probably is already out yet, but as far as like brand new games go, it's pretty stagnant so far. So we haven't got any news on that end, but
maybe
soon.
once Comic-Con is happening, and
Yeah.
stuff, they're going to say, "Hey!"
And Comic-Con is an event where a lot of people like launch or they surprise the fans with new stuff too. So we have to wait and see after Comic-Con, which is cool though. Which is cool.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that next year we will be there. Radio Geonosis will be there.
Oh, we will be there for sure.
Yeah. As a group, we'll be going and doing interviews and running around and doing all kinds of crazy things. I mean, it gets pretty packed, so you can't technically run around, but you can go around to talking to different people, which I'm getting in my head. Okay, I want to talk to this person. I want to talk to that person. I want to do a little interview with this person, that person. And I've already got a schedule out, on what I'm going to be doing, the time frames that I'm going to be doing it, and so I keep it all straight in my head. I'm really excited about being able to go to the 10-year anniversary panel for Clone Wars, which I think is going to be awesome.
Which is dope.
And we're supposed to do some sort of Clone Wars photo shoot before at like around 10 o'clock, and that's at 11:45.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we have a big Star Wars meetup on Saturday morning at 10:30, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, so if you guys haven't known, Angie is a Radio Geonosis spokesperson. She's at all these events, getting all the scoop, getting all the lowdown. So we're lucky to have.
I try. I'm trying to get out there and do as much as I can. And we've got, as far as the Saber Guild, we've got quite a few events right after that too. We usually do. We'll do like the Halloween thing. I don't want to get too far ahead, but we do a really big event in Orange County, which is awesome. And I would love for you to go.
I would love to go as well. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I really would like to take you so that you can see us in action.
Yeah. It would be an honor, actually. It would really be an honor.
So this week, it's top 10 fight scenes, and it kind of speaks to me because I am part of the Saber Guild, and I have fought, we have done some choreographed fights. I've done plenty of them. And when I first started, I thought to myself, I don't know if I'm ever going to get this down. But you know what? I have. I really have.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy to say that I know how to do a choreographed fight with a Sith or with a Jedi. So it's been so much fun learning how to do that.
Yeah. Are some of your fight scenes, could some of your fight scenes you actually do with the Saber Guild, alongside your mates there, or could those be considered some of your favorite fight scenes too? Or were you doing strictly
I'm doing strictly movie.
Is there a favorite fight?
Yes, I do.
I feel like that's a good question, like, because people know that you're in the Saber Guild, but like these battles are choreographed, movie style battles with, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you could enlighten them on that too.
My favorite one that I've done so far is the one I do with Vince and my friend Amanda, and we're two of us, Amanda and I, we're acolytes, and so we're Sith acolytes, and we fight Vince, who is Luke Skywalker. And he's wearing all the black. So I fought him. It's really cool, and he's worn the tan outfit as well. So I really, really, really enjoyed that fight.
Okay, when was that? When
we did it, the very first time we did it was at WonderCon. We did it at the Masquerade Ball, and that was so much fun.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was such a blast.
What?
Yeah, I was so nervous. I did it again at Legoland, and then we're going to do it again when we go to the orphanage, and I believe will be on August 3rd or 4th.
So is it all muscle memory from this point on, as far as that particular scene?
Yes,
okay.
It's all memory. And I've actually, one of my favorite fights that I said was the Luke and, actually, no, it's not that one.
There's plenty, though. You put in a lot of work. There's plenty. There's plenty.
But when older Obi-Wan fights Darth Vader, that fight I've done before. And Vince and I have done it. We've practiced and fought that one. It's a very calm fight. It's not like the the Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn fight. It's not like that at all. It's very calm in the scale of fights.
Got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I think they've improved on it since then.
So in the Saber Guild, do people like push each other to make it the best?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And I mean, there's another, we're going to be doing one for Comic-Con, but sadly I'm not going to be able to go. But they are doing this fight, and they're doing it with Skywalker Temple. And some of the choreographed fights that they're doing, I was in awe. They are really
wow.
good.
And
They are really
the
good.
Skywalker Temple is located
In
where?
Pasadena.
In
They're
Pasadena, okay.
So if anyone's ever interested in going there, and they meet up on Thursdays. But I mean, sometimes people feel nervous for the first time going, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should go. What do I do? Everybody's very welcome there, and I mean, you just keep going, and we'll teach you, and everybody helps each other, and that's what I really like. It's a really cool family that they've become like my second family. We
Yeah.
do so many things together and so many events and so many shows, and I mean, you get off the stage and you're high-fiving each other because it's just awesome. I love it.
Man, I definitely got to go check. I'm gonna
I've
definitely
been
have to check it out.
telling you.
Yeah, you have. You really have. And when I saw that, when I went to Disneyland, I saw that Disneyland. Like I was thinking to myself, like, this is what Angie does.
It is. It is on that scale, and on that scale, we
Yeah.
have to be able to. Some of our fights, we even though they're like 15, 20 seconds,
Mhm.
some of them under a minute, 48 seconds. They feel like a long time when you're doing it,
Yeah.
but they really aren't.
Okay.
And you try not to go too fast, you try not to go too slow,
Slow, yeah.
and you try and stay centered in the stage because you don't want to be all the way over to the left or all the way over to the right. You're trying to
So you're trying to. There is a pocket.
Yes.
There is a pocket that
yes,
you are trying.
and there's
Okay.
a time frame. So we'll practice the choreo, and then what we do is we'll practice it with the music.
Mhm.
At the very last three shows, we will, or the times we get together, we will practice it with the music, so we get the timing with the music
Yeah.
and the fights.
Yeah.
So we all know which order we're going in and what part of the music that I'm coming in or that person's coming in at.
Yeah, and see, I think that why I wanted you to explain it too is good because viewers they go and they see these and they don't know what goes behind it. They just see the fight scenes. They don't know the choreo you guys have to go through, the timing, the pace, and stuff like that. So it's
Right.
good for them to know that as well.
Yeah.
They just see the finished product. They don't know what goes behind it. They don't know the choreography. It's hard. It's really hard, and it's something you do have to practice. So I think that's pretty awesome.
It's
You have to
like-
remember all that stuff too.
Yeah, it's like a dancer trying to remember or cheerleading or anything else.
Yeah.
It's all about
Yeah.
that timing,
Yeah.
and how we put that together. And when one comes out, one group will come out, either the Sith or the Jedi, and they even have speaking parts. I haven't gotten to the speaking part yet.
The dialogue.
Yes.
The dialogue.
I'm kind of shy when it comes to that. So I'm trying to get myself out of being so shy.
Mhm. So it's basically acting.
Yes, it
It's
is, and I've
yeah.
never acted before in my life. So
First
when
time for everything.
Yes, the very first show that I did, we were at a dojo, and I was so nervous. I was fighting a man. His name is Ron, and he was dressed as Count Dooku, and he had the cape on and everything.
Oh, wow.
And we had such a tiny stage, and my palms were sweating. I was shaking. I was nervous because I had never fought in front of anyone. And so we get out on stage. We're doing our thing, and I start my fight, and my saber gets wrapped up in his cape.
Oh,
And
no.
so I just lost it. At that point, I couldn't remember anything. It was,
So was it improv basically after that?
oh, it was pretty bad. But you know what? I learned a lot. And now when I go out on stage, one of the things that I do is I don't look at the audience.
Gotcha.
I don't look at them until the very end. So I'll look at the group, I'll look at what's going on, and I'll just tell myself, remember, relax, you're just at practice. Just do what you do at practice. And so I do it, and I get it
And
done.
you get it down, yeah.
Yeah. But afterwards, we come out and we bow, and we take pictures with people. That's when I'll look at the audience. But before that, no.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
No, because I don't want to get myself, you see all those eyes looking at you, and I don't want to get myself like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what I'm doing. So I try to stay calm. And then one of the things I do too is I try not to drink anything with caffeine or anything that's going to
Prior.
get me too jumpy
Yeah.
before I get out there.
Okay. Because it could.
Oh yeah, it affects
It
me pretty
affect-
bad. And so I try not to do that.
Yeah, I think it's so dope. Like I said, when I went to Disneyland, I saw it, and you know they're doing the thing with the kids, you know, like having the kids come up.
Right.
But even it was Kylo Ren versus a Rey there, and that fight scene, I think it went about like 35, 40 seconds, and it was so intense where the kids' jaws were dropping. Like,
Yeah.
and my son's jaw dropped. Like, I want to go out there. I'm like, you're too young. Like,
Yeah.
these kids are 7, 8 years old. Like, you have to stand back with us. But like, they don't know what goes behind it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just see the finished product and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I will go to one. I will definitely go to one.
Yes,
of
because
the
I'd like
practices.
you to see it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's we're all just hanging around doing the thing and putting together choreos and
Yeah.
things like that. While we're there, they'll say, okay, let's try this or try that. You try the different things and see how it works in a
That's
fight.
what I was gonna ask. Those brainstorming sessions, what are those like too? Or could they get intense? Is there a lot of disagreements? A lot of you know?
No,
is there?
no. A lot of times we'll say, okay, oh, that sounds good. We can
Okay.
put it here. Let's do this. We can put it there. That kind of thing. And then usually it'll be two people that come up with a little choreo. And so I have to thank Vince for the Acolyte fight because he taught me it, and he was really patient. And we must have practiced that fight at least 70, 80 times.
Oh,
something
wow.
like that. We've done that practice over and over and over, just so you can remember it, not from like counting, but just in your memory.
Yeah.
Just a memory. And I think that's what they do probably at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movies, when they do the scenes,
Yeah.
they'll have take after take,
Take
after
after
take.
take,
And it's
absolutely.
like you were talking about earlier, how you were watching that show,
Yeah.
and how the people, they're telling you the behind the scene things of what
Yeah.
they're doing, and
Yeah.
you go over it and over it and over it. And I think for the Mustafar fight, I think that Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor, they practiced that fight about 7 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order to get it right.
Cause I feel like once you find out the what all goes into it, you appreciate it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not Star Wars, but the Justice League choreography, the special features, like how long they've been practicing those, So once you see that, that's why I feel like bonus features are important. So you appreciate it a lot more. You know what I mean? And especially for you guys going out there and doing that, you guys do it for orphanages and nonprofit organizations,
Yes,
stuff like
we're
that.
all
You guys are
nonprofit.
still giving your 100%.
Yes.
And there was a lot of hard work behind it. You see the finished product, but what goes behind it. So I'm assuming, and I'm assuming, so after these fight scenes are done, you guys do it correctly. There's a sense of like maybe a monkey off your shoulder, or just a
Yes.
sigh of relief.
You're
you know
like,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, everyone's giving each other high fives and stuff.
Yes.
Like this came off. Kids are standing up
Yeah.
applauding. Kids are excited, and it's really exciting when you're doing a fight and you hear kids out there, ooh, you're
That boosts the morale.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, these kids are really excited, and even adults, to see you go out there and do that. And I always try and do it a little special, where when I come out, I'm glittery.
Yeah.
I wear some glitter and stuff because I want to appear like I'm not from this planet. I want to
Gotcha.
appear like I am from Star Wars. So I want people to believe, wow, the kids to believe, wow, you are coming
from this planet.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
exactly. And one of the things that Rob told us, that when we're in costume and we're at a booth at the convention or we're during the show, we are in character. So when I'm on stage, when I'm at any of the events, I'm a Sori Orain, Jedi Knight,
Gotcha.
or I'm a Rulia, the Sith apprentice.
Get into that character.
I get
Be
into
that. Be a
Yes,
Rulia. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll wear either the red eyes, or I have yellow red eyes, where like Anakin had, where he was
Yeah.
turning.
When he was turning. Yeah.
Yes, and then when I'm a Jedi, I have like these really cool blue eyes. I have brown eyes in real life. But I do blue eyes, and because I want to appear that I'm not from here. I want kids to see, wow, this stands out.
Yeah.
And I really think that all of us, we get into that mode. And I mean, even Amanda, she wears all this really cool black makeup that, she has lines on her face and stuff. So she appears to be an evil acolyte.
Exactly.
So it's really cool to see when we do that.
And I ask these questions because it has to do. We're doing fight scenes today,
Right.
And so
right.
it transitions perfectly into like what even the actors have to go through. We see the finished product, but 7 months of practicing the fight scene for Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor—that's crazy.
Right, and they were climbing around all that on, I would say scaffolding.
Yeah.
Because in order for it to, how they had to make it appear in the movie, they were climbing around different things and still fighting while they were
Exactly.
doing
Yeah, there was
that.
a set there.
Yes.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, absolutely.
Even the gentleman who is Darth Maul, he is a martial artist and a black belt and all this other stuff, and he is one heck of a fighter. He is really awesome to see the stuff that he did and the twirling around and all of that. I mean, it was really, the very first time I saw it, I was in awe, but I still watch it and I still enjoy that fight.
Yeah.
Even though we lose Qui-Gon with that, but
it was still a 3-person. It was still a cool 3-person fight.
Right. And the 3-person fight is really, we don't, like I said, Amanda, myself, and Vince do it. We now have another one where they do the fight in the it was in the Last Jedi when they are in the throne room and they're all fighting.
Yeah.
Those Praetorian guards.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite fight scenes.
Right, we do that, and it's going to be one of the fights that they do this coming weekend.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
They're going to be doing that.
I have to find a way.
I'll try and see if I can get someone to videotape it so that you can see the Victorian fight.
We could even post it up on the region. It could be a highlight playing underneath. That's why it would be awesome to get some of that footage. We could just have it playing right there.
I'll try and see if I can get the one from WonderCon up, because that one is really cool too. It's all dark in the theater, and you just kind of see us come out and just like really dim lights, and I really, really enjoyed that. And I love to see Alex and her boyfriend Griffin fight, because they're Kylo and Rey.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they.
I met them. I took a picture with them, didn't I?
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. Yeah.
She was actually Padme when you did that.
When she was. Yeah, absolutely. I remember.
She's really not pregnant.
Could have fooled me.
But they do an awesome fight together.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you see everyone do these fights, and you get to, it's almost like ice skating or anything else. This person that you've been doing this fight scene with, it becomes, you can add on to it, or you can do something different with it. And I mean, I really like that they have really worked together to build a really cool fight scene, but now they've got more people involved so that they have that Victorian fight.
Yeah.
And I was going to do it with them because I'm not going to be able to be there Saturday night. They've got other people to do it. So I'm chomping at the bit to be able to do this fight with them.
More fight scenes to come.
Yes,
for sure.
More fight scenes to come. And I went from 1 to, I think I've done a total of maybe 5 scenes and I did one with Stephanie. I've fought guys, but I did one with Stephanie, and I'd like to revisit that fight because it was really cool, and we had a good time. We were at a convention in Irvine, I want to say, something like that. We were down there, and we did one, and it was a lot of fun. I was nervous to fight her, but sometimes I get nervous fighting, particular people, because I'm not used to them.
Gotcha.
Like I've fought with Anthony, and we did a great fight. We did one at Cadence Camp last year, and that was Philip. It was Anthony's fight, but Philip fought with me. And man, he whacked me in the leg, and I didn't realize how bad the bruise was until the next day. And that's happened. We've knocked each other in the hands and the legs and the back. I accidentally hit Vince in the face one time. But that's why we practice.
Yeah, that practice makes perfect.
And that's why these fight scenes are so awesome.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize all the things that go into it to make it look so awesome in movies and even in the games.
I want to clap that for all you guys and all you choreographers out there who put these fight scenes together that we enjoy. You know what I mean?
So this weekend when I was looking, I found a lot of this. And so there's nothing more unique and recognizable in Star Wars than lightsabers, the glowing, elegant weapon of the Jedi. The lightsaber isn't just a symbol of Star Wars universe. It reveals what I tell you. I thought I turned my phone off.
I was like, man, we were really in a Star Wars mode right now. The extraterrestrial music came on.
It says a symbol of Star Wars universe also reveals why that universe is so compelling to so many. The lightsaber is both fantastic and oddly familiar, but it's nothing. But it's not the only weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know that that's not the only weapon. But you know what? That makes for a great fight scene. And with that being said, it's only fitting that the fight scenes in the movies and games and books are so awesome. I love seeing these fight scenes. I love watching what goes on and all of the things that happen with it. Like we were just talking about the choreo.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go 10 down. So I'll go 1, you go 1.
Awesome.
We'll do it that way.
Awesome.
Okay, so number 10 for me was the Battle of Geonosis. There was so many Jedi. There was so many droids fighting, and here you have the droids fighting with blasters and all kinds of different weaponry. And you had the Jedi using their lightsabers. You see Mace Windu get into it. He jumps off the balcony. He kills Jango Fett. And then we see the clones come in, and they have their awesome weaponry, and it's the first time we see them in the movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought that was a fantastic fight scene.
It was. It's one of the most iconic.
Yeah.
For sure. One of the battle royales we got to see in the Star Wars universe, for sure.
And I'd like to see that with the Old Republic. I would love to see that with the Old Republic. I think it would be something awesome.
And for my first one, there's no particular name for like the Knights of the Old Republic game. Their fight scenes, but there's a fight scene. There's a story behind it. And a lot of the Star Wars fans may even know what I'm talking about. If you guys want to give me the title of this particular fight scene, please give me the title of it. But it's these two brothers grow up together. Of course, they grow up, and they both become Sith, but one of them has like a little more of pure heart than the other one, and they get put in a situation where they're given an ultimatum. And mind you, this whole cutscene movie is about like 4 minutes long, but there's no talking in it whatsoever. It's just action. And they're both loyal to someone. We don't know the name. I don't think anyone knows his name, but they're both loyal to. I'm just trying to paint a quick picture here. They're loyal to someone, a Sith Lord, a general of some sorts, and one brother is just sick of how that general is treating him from a young age to now. So he jumps and tries to attack him while he wasn't looking, and one brother comes in and intervenes, and they have like a incredible fight scene. I'm probably going to show you after this.
I'd like to see it.
It's incredible, and it really is incredible. That's why I'm at. If you guys know the title of it, let me know. But one brother, they're both fighting, and one brother has a flashback of some sorts to like their childhood when everything was just, butterflies and daisies, and that actually lets his guard down. Another brother kills him. So that's one of my favorite fight scenes. I saw it scrolling on Facebook one day, maybe like a couple years ago, on the Game Trailers Facebook page, and I was like, took it away. I was like, what the? And it looks so real. It's CG, and if you know the Knights of the Old Republic, you know the CG animation looks incredible. So to see that, I don't know the name of the fight scene or what it's called.
We'll have to look it up.
But and I know a lot of Star Wars fans know what I'm talking about. So that would be my first one.
Wow. And it just seems like the Knights of the Old Republic are just littered with really good storylines and really good fights.
Yeah, the fights and that's why I give Knights of the Republic a lot of credit. They went back and they did they did, of course, their research and due diligence and everything like that. But the fight scenes, the armor,
I have to agree with you.
They looked more like fighters, because that's what a lot of it. The Knights of the Republic, like it was all fighting. It was a war time, so they looked like warriors. You know what I mean? So
because after that we had like 1,000 years of peace.
So
we think.
So we think exactly. So that would be my first one.
Okay, so number 9 for me was Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku, and this is from Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
And so they actually no, Yeah, it is Revenge of the Sith. Because I'm thinking they fight him once in Attack of the
They
Clones.
do in the ship.
It's actually in the very first one. They fight him in the Attack of the Clones. They fight him in his lair.
In his lair, yes,
Yes,
exactly.
they fight him in his lair.
Exactly.
But this fight, they fight him in that ship because they're going to get the Palpies.
Yeah, this is the infamous the sawing of the head. Yes.
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 And so that fight was really cool. I know that fighting Sith Lords was Obi-Wan's speciality, but he gets his butt kicked. I'm sorry. But I think Anakin learned something from the first fight, and so he was able to defeat him.
Yeah.
But Count Dooku had a really cool fighting style. The Count fought like a gentleman, kind of.
Yeah, a
fencer.
fencer. Yeah, the
But
fluid.
you can't call it that in Star Wars.
Just real fluid and confident movement
Yes.
is how Count Dooku fought.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was. I think he was unique in his own way.
I like how you said, like a gentleman. Yeah, it's very like haha. Like
Yes.
yeah,
One hand,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna kick your
One,
butt.
yeah, one hand. Yeah.
But he put two hands out and they got cut off.
Poor guy. Is it mine? Is
Yes,
it mine?
you're next.
Well, my next fight scene is, and if you guys are fans of the show, you guys know how I feel about the Force Unleashed. But this fight scene is incredible. It is Galen Merrick versus Shak Ti.
Oh wow!
And it stands out to me because I actually watched this fight scene yesterday night. I watched the cutscene yesterday night, and it is the first mission Darth Vader sends you out on. It's to go take on Shak Ti. He doesn't even know if you're ready to do it because Shak Ti is very powerful.
Right.
But he sends you out on this mission. He made sure you meditated before you went out. He made sure you took your lightsaber apart and put it back together before you went out. And you fight Shak Ti, and Shak Ti is just really disgusted by you, and she tells him, like, you know, your future seems bleak. There's nothing there, and that kind of pisses you off, you know, of course. And you guys fight, and you obviously defeat her, and you take her lightsaber to Darth Vader. But he has all these, like, why did she say this to me? What does she mean by this?
Oh,
And
he's
Darth
kind
Vader-
of questioning.
Yeah, and Darth Vader, of course, doesn't want him to, like, don't ask me. You know, I don't care about any of that. So that would be my other fight scene.
That's really a cool fight.
You fight you fight her Rancor before you take her on. So it's crazy.
You have to fight a Rancor.
You have to fight her. You have to fight one before you take on Shak Ti. So it is a
I
crazy.
think that puts you. You know, that gets you kind of ready. You know.
Yeah,
that's like
absolutely.
fighting Muhammad Ali
Yeah.
before you go out. That's pretty tough, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, so for me, number 8 is Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, A New Hope. Now, the very first time, you know, in 1977, we're seeing anything like this. It's,
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there in the movie theater. This is ridiculous. You know, this is crazy, and it's awesome, and you can't stop watching it. But it's the very first time we see any kind of fight like this.
Yeah.
You know, there's fencing, and then there's other types of there's kendo and things like that. But this is the first time you're seeing them fight with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought it was really cool. It is a calmer fight. It is, and it would technically be the very first time Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are fighting. But then when the prequels come in, it isn't.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes the second fight that they fight together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the very first movie, 1977, this is the very first time they're getting together and tangling. And Obi-Wan, he doesn't lose to it. He just surrenders himself to the Force. So technically, Darth Vader does not beat him.
Yeah. and also the Star Wars fight scenes make them good. They're debatable too, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Leaves the door open
It leaves
for a lot.
exactly. Leaves the door. Were you finished, Angie?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay, so my other fight scene is Finn versus the unnamed stormtrooper when Finn has it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think that's the Republic's answer against lightsabers. That weapon that he had.
Yes.
That because in the trailer that was there.
When it kind of spins around.
Yeah,
you know,
you see Finn hold it like this in the trailer, and I remember the
Right.
trailer and I was like, "Oh, Finn is a Jedi." This is before I knew anything. I was like, "Oh, Finn is a Jedi." There's 2 Jedi. I was thinking Finn and Rey were both Jedi.
Technically, we don't know.
Yeah,
if he is or
we
not.
don't know. You know, and then you see you see him just lodge that blade out and just spin it around. And then when I actually saw the fight scene, it was well worth the wait. It was a battle going on behind them, but they just had their own fight together. So that's gonna be my
The best part, traitor.
yeah traitor.
Pulls that
And
thing out, starts whipping it.
that was in
It
my
was like
jaw.
a baton. It was almost like a baton, like a battle baton kind
Yeah,
of thing.
and it was crazy how everyone in the theater had the same. They thought the same thing. Everybody was just like, "What the?" Everyone was just flipping out when he. It was crazy. That was my.
But see, that's the reaction that they probably had when Obi-Wan fought Darth Vader.
Yeah,
And, I mean, we're talking back to 1977, so now we take it forward to a fight where people are like, "What?" So number 7 for me is Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett. This is a rumble in the rain. The fight shows what Mando armor can do, and then you know that Jango Fett pulls all out of the stops. He pulls all the stops out. He's got a flamethrower, he's got a rocket, he's got a blaster, he's got all kinds of stuff. So this is the first time we're seeing Mando armor actually do things.
Yeah.
Aside from, when we saw him leave after he sends out the one girl and you see him rocket it away, but you don't, and you see him shoot her with a little dart. But that's just the tip of the iceberg of when they get into it.
Yeah.
And this one was from Attack of the Clones.
That was Attack of the Clones. Yeah. And Attack of the Clones has like a lot of really good,
they do.
Good, I don't want to say because it is one of my favorites, but when Ahsoka basically just goes on the run and she's dodging, I've never seen agility like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was insane. But one of my other favorite fight scenes, we kind of spoke about it earlier, was Rey and Kylo Ren teaming up together. You kind of saw that.
The Victorian fight.
Yeah, the Victorian fight. And not only that, but what if they were to join forces, what that would be like.
Oh, man.
It would be, oh my God. Was that not incredible? To me, that was the highlight of the movie.
But look at what they did, man. They took down.
They took them.
Yes, they teamed up and they took down all those guards. And these are supposed to be guys or girls that are like the
top of the top, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Born with natural ability for fighting and things like to take
taken
on
down in minutes.
Exactly, taken down in minutes by Rey, who is still kind of a rookie. She really doesn't even have training like that.
Right,
If you really think about it, Rey doesn't really have training. When she was just getting into the fluid of like actually understanding how to use a lightsaber, she cut a rock and knocked over those ladies' baskets.
Yes, exactly.
So she really didn't even have training like that. But she's a natural. Is when you have the Force in you like that, you're a natural. You're the one, or whatever the case may be. It just flows through like that to where you're just capable of doing anything. And Kylo Ren being the same kind of person, him being kind of the one.
Right, right. And it seems like both of them are.
Because they never fought with each other before, but knew exactly. He knew exactly when she was in danger, and they knew how to fight together. So that was insane.
They have some sort of connection.
Exactly, yeah.
And you did see that in The Last Jedi because they were able to see each
other.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of cool.
I think he even got wet because he even got water. So that was crazy as well too. That was crazy.
That's how much of a connection they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit more than what you see with Luke and Leia. Mm-hmm. They had a connection. They felt each other's. When somebody was in trouble, she said. When they left Cloud City, she said, we got to go back and get Luke. I know where he is.
Yeah.
So she could kind of see where he is. But these two, I mean, they saw each other.
Yeah.
Clear as day.
Clear as day. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, number 6 is Yoda versus Count Dooku from Attack of the Clones. This was a really good fight.
Oh, man.
It's the first time you're seeing Yoda fight.
Yeah.
You're seeing Yoda use his fighting styles, and he knows all 5 different fighting styles.
Yeah.
Whereas Count Dooku was his apprentice, or actually wasn't his apprentice, was his Padawan. You can't say apprentice. It's the wrong side. But he was actually his Padawan, and he taught him how to fight. And so some of the things that you see going on with Count Dooku, it's because Yoda taught him.
Yeah.
So this was a really, really good fight where they just went at it, and it seemed like a really long fight too. Mm-hmm. And I really, really, really liked that one.
And I remember watching that on again on Spike TV, channel 325 on DirecTV, and see Yoda just flipping all over the place and
Yes.
thinking like, wow, his fighting style is insane.
Yeah, he was leaping around.
Yeah, he's leaping around and he's
Yeah, and he's just this little dude.
and he catches one big beam too
Yeah.
during that fight scene and like chugs it away. Like you have to
Right.
think about that too. That was pretty insane. One of my favorite fight scenes comes from the Force Unleashed game again. It's Galen Merrick versus General Coda, and you guys fight on a ship crashing down, coming to Earth, and entering the atmosphere, not Earth, entering a planet, entering its atmosphere. So the ship is getting heated up, things are flying everywhere, glass is cracking. You guys are both hitting the roof.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Oh, Andy, this stuff is it's amazing. And General Coda, you don't kill him or anything. He can see that he's blind. And he could kind of see the future, and he kind of saw something in you, and he says something to you to where Galen Merrick stops and is like, I think I need this guy. I think he needs to come with me on this journey, and he becomes like a mentor to him too, telling him like
Wow.
to really like soak in your thoughts and really find out who you are on this quest. Use this quest to find out who you are, because you do obviously come from somewhere. Don't think you're just some empty shell used by Darth Vader to go kill Jedis and bring lightsabers. Like there's more
Right.
to you. So I would say him and General Coda and the connection that they share. Also, General Coda, like them fighting each other, him being someone he had to take that lightsaber from. Darth Vader been looking for General Coda for years, and he's been dodging him to where he found him. But when he fought him, General Coda was like, I think I can help you. And him thinking, you could help me.
And in a crazy way, he's been going after him, but why?
It's something.
Yes.
And General Coda is a very in that Star Wars Force Unleashed world that they created. He is someone who's very, very important
And very powerful.
very powerful too. He actually teaches you a move where you just all the force energy you just gather up and just explode everything around you. You just push everything away.
Yeah, it's almost like
crazy.
he could have been a threat to Darth Vader.
And when you fight him, you absolutely see that. And that's kind of Darth Vader's in that game. That's his mindset. Anyone that's a threat to form an alliance against me, because Shaak Ti's over here and Galen, General Coda's over here. These Jedis are spread apart. If they ever found each other, it would be over. But,
wow.
So he's sending you around to just wipe them out.
Wipe them out because he doesn't want them
He
to come
doesn't
together.
want them, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next one for me, number 5, is Darth Vader versus the rebels from Rogue One.
Oh, man.
When you see him coming out and you hear that music, and he's swinging the lightsaber, and all those guys are dying everywhere. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh.
The horror movie that
yeah,
it becomes.
I think I stood up in the theater. I honestly, you kind of stand up a little bit and thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Because you don't expect to see that.
Yeah.
But especially with the music, it really played into it. And, those guys are screaming and yelling, help us,
Yeah.
And they know they're going to die.
Absolutely. Yeah, they
Because
did.
he came out with every bit of anger.
I can't say this. I can't stop saying this. When that scene happened, you could see everyone. If you have the movie, it's on Netflix. If you don't have it, just fast forward to that part, and you could see the black aura, the smoke around Darth Vader when
yes.
Because you're not even. I really went through that whole movie like, there's not going to be one scene with the lightsaber in his whole Star. That's absurd. There's no way. And then out of nowhere, he comes, and it's just this black. And it just turns into a horror movie for just a little bit.
Yeah,
which
like
is
a hot second.
It's chilling though, because that's the visceral. That's what you think when you think of Darth Vader. Like, no holds bars. No, I don't take prisoners. If I take prisoners, it's because you have information. But even when you give me that information, I'm gonna kill you or I'm torturing you. He's cold. He's a cold guy.
He's angry and
He's
bitter.
angry. He's
yes.
bitter.
Yes.
Like a visceral. I think that explains it. Like just visceral and just horrifying. And that's what that scene did. It was terrifying.
Yes, and especially with the music, it made it even
Oh,
more
my
so.
gosh.
You're like, oh my gosh, hurry, get it through the door, get it through the door.
Well, you just said it too. When those guys are yelling help, and there was one particular guy who was like, I don't know if he said take this, or he was saying, I think he was saying help us. It was one guy who was really like the emphasis on like, help us get out of here. And they just couldn't. Everyone just looking at Darth Vader just marching forward. He threw a guy up on the roof, sliced him.
Yes.
His guts probably just spilled. So everyone's just like, we can't. Just give us the plans.
Yes,
and
we're talking about possibly right around, we are talking about 17, 18 years of not seeing a lightsaber, of not seeing any of that. And so these guys grew up not seeing
Seeing
it,
lights,
not knowing
yeah.
what it was possible, what the possibilities were. And so when they, when they see this guy, and they've never seen Darth Vader, he's ominous. And I
Yeah.
mean, and they're just,
Yeah.
oh my God,
It's like a folk tale coming to life, or these
Yes.
stories just
Yeah.
your parents telling you
Urban
these
legend.
or yeah, urban legend, man, perfectly said. And I'm putting myself in them shoes, in those shoes. 18 years, 20 years not seeing a lightsaber.
Right.
You're just on your ship doing your work, mopping or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
fighting the rebellion, but not knowing what the
And
possibility
he
of
just
this is.
pops up, and you're like, the stories my mom and dad told me are true. He exists. I could only
Yes.
imagine like losing my shit.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad,
But it is one of my favorites.
yeah, it is. That was actually a good choice. My final one would be, it's a culmination of Finn versus Kylo Ren and Rey stepping in after Finn gets his back.
Yes.
Because you really see how brave Finn is. One, you knew he was brave, but you really see how brave he is. Because I see Finn like if he was a Jedi and did have powers, you would say like he would really definitely be one of the strongest ones because he's fearless.
Right. And technically, he's fighting just like Rey is.
Yeah.
He grabs this lightsaber and doesn't know
What
what it's capable
exactly.
of, but he's doing it.
He's trying. He's doing it. He's trying, and he's against Kylo Ren, who's been doing this for a while.
Yes, been trained in
Been
it.
trained in it, and Finn actually held his own. And then when Rey steps in, and she's scared too. She's terrified. She doesn't really know what she's doing, but as soon as she like closes her eyes, she soaks in like, she bathes in the Force, I should say. And Kylo Ren is like, he kind of even senses like, all right, what's going on? She's like, she's about to go crazy right now. She does. She goes crazy, and she leaves him with that lasting scar that goes all across his
Yes.
face.
She kicks his butt.
Yeah, she does. But that was impactful. That was impactful.
Yeah, and actually, that's the fight that Alex and her boyfriend Griffin do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's
they've
that
done
fight
that
scene,
fight.
that
They've
that
done
snowy
fight scene.
woodland fight
Yes,
scene.
where they go back and
Yeah,
forth.
yeah.
They've done that.
I thought that was a really, really good fighting scene, especially for this generation of kids coming up watching Star Wars. That's a big one.
Yeah,
like,
that is a really big one.
Because there's emotion in it, of course, with Rey and Finn, with the friendship or it's more than that they share. One feels more one way than the other.
I kind of hope it's more.
A lot of people want it to be more. I do too. I'm not gonna lie. I would like for them to be together, but we'll see. But that fight scene had everything in it.
Oh yeah, it had all the bells and whistles.
And I like that about Star Wars fight scenes is that the major fight scenes have a lot of emotion.
Yes.
In it too. Yeah, there's lightsabers going around and people, but there's emotion behind it too, and the music helps too. When that violin comes up, it's like, oh my God, I can't take this. So
I think they put that in there just so you
just because it helps resonate too.
Yes.
When that music, it helps sit in your soul. And
when you hear it, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
There's something.
And I look at it from that aspect of everything, culmination of the music to the emotion, to the choreography that we spoke about earlier. Everything, even the chemistry the actors share on the screen too, you could actually tell. So
yeah,
that fight scene kind of led the new generation of Star Wars fan to me.
Yes.
These are the next heroes you guys will be talking about.
And they're heroes.
They're heroes. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me tell
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, number 4 was Yoda versus Darth Sidious from Revenge of the Sith. This was a battle royale. These two went at it. It was a really awesome fight. There was a lot of combat. There was a lot of, throwing of the Senate tables, or the Senate dishes. I don't know what you would call them, pods. Or
pods,
something.
yeah.
Sidious was just tossing them at Yoda. Yoda is just fighting off the Force lightning, and I mean, there's a lot going on. I really, when you see Yoda holding on and he's like scratching to get down that thing, you know that he feels this is a real tough battle for him.
Life or death battle.
Yeah, it is. And you see a display of wizardry that you have not seen before, because
that's a perfect word. That is a perfect word. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Wizard? No, just wizardry. Yeah.
Because these two are the top guys.
Seasoned.
Yeah, they're
seasoned
seasoned
in it,
and they're top guys. Now we know that Plagueis trained Sidious, and we know that Yoda is 1,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's knows all the fighting styles. He's trained thousands of Jedi. This guy is the cream of the crop. But he sadly he cannot defeat him.
Yeah.
You know, he just cannot defeat him. There's just, I'm not sure exactly why it goes down the way it does, but he's not able to defeat him.
Yeah.
You know, so that was kind of a sad one for me.
Oh yeah, it's all you from here, Angie.
Yeah, okay. So number 3, number 3 for me was Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back. This is a very emotional fight.
Yes.
Because, you know, at this time Vader knows that it's his son. But his son doesn't know that that's his father.
Exactly.
He doesn't know that yet. And so he's fighting with a lot of emotion. He's really upset about what happened to Han Solo. He knows that Leia's in trouble, you know, and they are just... No, actually, Leia's not in trouble just yet.
Not just yet.
Not just yet. So he knows that, but what happened to Han Solo, he goes there to try and defeat him. He's not fully trained because he leaves Yoda. He has not finished his training, but he's fighting with a lot of emotion. He's got anger. He's got, you know, sadness. He's got everything in them. He's got adrenaline, all this pumping through him, but not really knowing how to control it just yet.
Yeah.
So, and he ends up getting his hand cut off in the process. So, okay. So number 2 was this one we spoke about earlier, was Obi-Wan versus Qui-Gon, with Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul from Phantom Menace.
Oh yes.
You know, this is an all-time
favorite.
Yeah, this is a bad Mamba Jamba fight. I mean, I loved it. I've watched it many, many times in slow motion just so I could see how exactly they're doing everything.
Yeah.
Because they're turning, they're flipping, they're doing all of these things, and just the way the fight comes together, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is, and I know this one probably took a while to
Oh,
learn.
absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
if you look at the finished product, it took a while to learn that.
You could definitely see it.
Yes.
Because and Ewan McGregor and
Hayden Christensen?
uh
Or no?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. They're not the acrobats that the gentleman who played Darth Maul, I forgot his name. Because he's a martial artist, acrobat. That's
right.
They're not. So for them, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he was the one who kind of choreographed,
helped them put it together.
who put the fight together. But yeah, it was. That's probably on people's 2 or 1.
Oh yeah.
All time Star Wars fight scenes for sure.
So number 1 for me, and there's a lot of Obi-Wans in there. Obi-Wan versus Anakin, Revenge of the Sith. This movie is hard to watch. It is. I tell you, 9 times out of 10 when I watch it, I cry.
Yeah.
Because there's so much emotion in there. You know, Obi-Wan loves Anakin as a brother and has fought with him as a comrade, you know, and Anakin is just confused and angry, and he's listened. He wants to save his wife, and so he's got his motives are totally different. And Obi-Wan's trying to save the Jedi Order. It's just a really big emotional ball there. So it's just 2 friends. And that become mortal enemies.
Yeah, it's the end of a friendship. It's the end of an era.
It's an end of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, of the Jedi Order. It's the end of everything that has stood for 1,000 years, and you see so much emotion in it. And at the very end, Obi-Wan has to he's got to stop and get his keepsake.
Yeah.
He's got to get his keepsake. So he takes the time to pick up that saber, and I often wonder why he did it. You know, why did he pick up Anakin's lightsaber? Did he feel he wasn't worthy of it anymore?
Yeah, I would think that's the only, because I think where he's thinking is that he's not even gonna need it. The shape that he was left in.
He left him for dead.
Yeah, he left him for dead. Just left him there, paid to just a bathe in this is shame. Like, why would you even do that? Like, give me your lightsaber. You're not worthy of this anymore.
Yeah, because he doesn't even go over to him to check him.
Nah,
he doesn't, because I think he's angry that Anakin chokes Padme, that she's laying there. We don't know if she was close to death at that point, you know, because he did choke her. Anakin did choke her, so we don't know if she was close to death. But I know that Obi-Wan was disappointed and angry.
Absolutely.
And what have you done? You know, you were supposed to be the chosen one. But technically now we go forward, and in The Force Awakens and even in The Last Jedi, is he really the chosen one, or is it Rey?
He might have been.
Kylo?
And I was just going to ask you, do you think he was, they say he's a chosen one. Maybe he was a chosen one to bring down the Jedi. or it could be that he could have been the one to keep
To
the
destroy it.
to bring it down. Yeah, because that's exactly what he did in just a
Right.
matter of. It seemed like only a couple hours. He had the droid army right behind him, ready to do damage. He wiped out the young Padawans. Like, he did it in just a matter of a couple hours. It
Yeah.
did not take him long at all.
No.
Right on everyone's noses. Right as soon as Windu fell out the window, the window, it was all Anakin. Just everything went to
South
shit.
from
Yeah,
there.
everything was yeah. So I was gonna ask, like, do you think he was a chosen one in that aspect? Maybe he was the Sith chosen one.
Yeah, that
You know,
that could very
Possibly,
well be.
possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But
I don't know.
But as far as the chosen one to reunite everybody, I don't
Definitely
don't
not.
think that's it. I think that wasn't in the cards
No,
for him at
no,
all.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But I have an honorable mention was the Obi-Wan versus General Grievous fight from Revenge of the
Yeah,
Sith.
absolutely.
You know, I love that one where, you see General Grievous with four
lightsabers.
He's spinning
He's
those
spinning
things.
them,
I'm
yep.
like, oh my gosh, how are you
They're
gonna
slicing
dodge
the
that
floor.
bullet? Yeah. And he said that he was taught how to fight by Count Dooku.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was taught how to fight it, even though he was kind of robotic. So I don't know how well that kind of
Translated
went
off.
off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well that went off, but he eventually gets killed, but he gets killed by a blaster
Yeah,
and not by a lightsaber.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Ironically.
So even though, Obi-Wan doesn't think that he thinks that the gun is uncivilized, it did the job that needed to be done.
Yeah. if I did have an honor mention, it would be from Attack of the Clones, the animated series, of course. It would be Darth Maul and his brother. I believe you know his.
Oh, Savage.
The Savage.
Yes.
Darth Maul, Savage, and the Sidious. When he took both of them on.
Yes.
And he was doing some spinning attacks. I've never a cyclone attack, and he was just too much for both. He was laughing during the whole time. It was basically just a training exercise for him. They were giving their all. They were like really, really fighting. It was nothing for him. It was like a walk in the park.
But in a sense, he had the upper hand. He had the higher
Absolutely.
ground, if you will, because he taught Darth Maul how to fight. Mm-hmm. So he knew what Darth Maul was going to do. So in a way, he kind of knew the different things he was going to do.
The nuances
because he taught him that.
Yeah, those tendencies and stuff like. It was just for me. It was just the laughing of like, this is just horseplay.
Yeah, get these guys out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have one more honorable mention.
Absolutely.
Now that I'm thinking about it, and this was the Darth Vader Ahsoka fight from Rebels.
From Rebels.
And it was again another heart-wrenching fight. Yeah. She knows who it is, and she's fighting him anyways.
Yeah, she looked at him in the eyes. She knows
exactly who he is, and for her to have to fight him must have been a lot.
Yeah.
And it took everything she had, because this was someone she loved, she trusted, and he loved her just as much.
Yeah, absolutely.
He loved her as I think that Darth Vader loved three people. He loved his mother. He loved
Padme.
Luke. Oh, well, actually four.
Yeah.
He loved Padme, his mother, Luke, because he never got to know Leia, but he loved Ahsoka.
He did.
Like, kind of in a strange way, like a daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
In a strange way. But to fight him took a lot from her too. She wanted to take him down and stop him from what he was doing. But I knew when she went inside that cave kind of thing.
Yeah,
she
that
wasn't
pyramid.
dead.
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I knew that something in my heart told me, you know what? She's not dead.
No way.
She's going to come back.
Yeah, she's been through a lot worse.
Yes. And I would, David and I have talked about it. And I said, she's coming back. And he would say, no. But then he saw it.
Yeah.
And even though she comes back older, she comes back wiser.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the fight scenes in the Star Wars universe are meant to teach whoever the victor or even the loser something.
Yes.
They're also lessons as well. Like your years of training or years of doing this could all come to abrupt end with the meeting of someone in your field, in your, you know what I mean? So it's you have to apply all your knowledge into this battle, and hopefully you turn out the victor.
Yes. And think about it. They're so iconic that it actually started a group that is known now as the Saber.
Oh, did you do that on purpose?
I did. But think about that. You know, it's so iconic
Absolutely.
that now we have over 500 members
Oh, man.
in this group because we're all touched by the same thing, these fight scenes.
Shout out to 500 members of the Saber Guild.
Yeah.
You guys are really incredible. You guys are really incredible.
Thank you.
That is dope. That is really dope.
So that's going to do it for our show today. Now, next week, I want to know if you would mind indulge me on this, top 10 weapons.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Our favorite top 10 weapons.
Yeah, weapons for sure. Weapons, weapons all day.
Yes. So this week, like I said, I will be at Comic-Con. I'm going to leave on Wednesday. I'm going to try and put up some short videos. I'm going to ask my daughter exactly how I can do that so I can get some stuff up to you so everybody can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm just, Aaron, we're going next year.
Oh yeah,
coming with me.
There's no doubt about it.
Yes,
There's no
you're
doubt
coming
about
with
it.
me. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah.
You know, we can get a really cool hotel room right close by, so we're going to be close to be able to see everything and just drink it all up.
Yeah, please. Along with drinking.
Along with drinking regularly.
Yeah.
So that's all there is today. Please follow us, Radio Geonosis, on iTunes, on YouTube. We're on Castbox. We are on, I'm trying to think of what else.
Instagram,
and Facebook.
Yes, please follow us.
Follow us.
And make sure you guys follow OCAN TV, and make sure you guys follow us, Mad Studios as well.
Yeah,
All of this comes out of Mad Studios, so yeah.
Yes, and Mad Studios is wonderful. If it hadn't have been for Aaron and Mad Studios, this would not be happening right now.
Shucks. Thank you,
Yeah.
Angie.
So from all of us at Radio Geonosis, we'll see you next time.
Later, guys.